By a show of hands, audience participation, by a show of hands, awesome, thank you. How many affiliates do we have in the room? Okay, great. And how many merchants do we have in the room? Okay, so we're at about 60-40, perfect. How many affiliate network reps do we have? Cool. And how many people in here are not related to the affiliate marketing space yet? Thanks, cameraman. Okay, cool. So also before we begin, how many bloggers do we have? Okay. And how many people personally have been hit by the Penguin updates in Google? Awesome, cool. So this presentation is going to be very relevant to you. Now, a couple things to consider. This was originally a 4-person panel, and we are now 2. And so because we wanted this entire discussion to be very conversational, we want it to be open dialogue. Kush will introduce ourselves, but Kush and I actually wanted to maintain that conversational tone. So a lot of this presentation, Kush and I will actually stand here together. We actually want to talk to each other, and we want to talk to you. So if anybody at any time has something they want to put in, they want to have a question, by all means put up your hand, participate in the conversation, because we do want to make this a collaboration of everybody who's here. So come on over, Kush. My name is Sarah Bundy. First point, I'm the mother of 2, okay? Yes, I've got 2 kids. The best things that have ever happened to me. My son is 3 and my daughter is 15 months old. And I'm standing here imagining they're under here and I'm snuggling them right now. So, founder and CEO of All Inclusive Marketing. We're a full-service digital marketing agency, and our expertise are in areas of affiliate marketing management, SEO, those types of things. AffiliateManagementTrainers.com, with that company, we train affiliate managers in-house, and Affiliate.org is an online training and education platform for affiliate managers, which will be launching this year. I also speak and educate at the School of Internet Marketing and the Online Marketing Institute. I'm a blogger for SarahBundy.com, which actually just got listed as the top 25, or in the top 25 affiliate marketing blogs of 2012. And I do love beer, so if anybody would like to have a beer with me later, by all means, pull me aside. And I like to travel. I've been to 27 countries so far, and counting. So that's me.
Grab this. See. Test. Working fine? All right. So my name is Kush Abdullayev. I'm the affiliate program manager and marketing strategist at vminnovations.com. VM Innovations is an online retail store that specializes in consumer electronics and home and garden space. We offer the lowest prices and fast free shipping and all that jazz. I've been doing affiliate marketing, or I guess managing a program for about 2 years. I've been involved in pretty much every facet of online marketing. Pretty lucky to be managing a program that recently ranked among the top 20 best performing merchants on the ShareSell network. And kind of jokingly, I like to say, I was made in the former Soviet Union, basically Russia, assembled in Tajikistan, which is kind of Central Asia, and imported to the United States right here, which I'm very grateful to be here. And I speak 4 languages, and grateful to be here, and we'll get the presentation going.
Okay, so our topic is affiliate marketing strategies for a post-Penguin world. We're going to talk about a few different things really quickly with this agenda. We're going to talk about what caused problems for people, why things happened, why people dropped in traffic ranking. So Penguin problems and solutions. We're going to talk about tactics that work and things that don't work. We're going to skip the open discussion in the middle of the presentation and actually just hold that until the end. But by all means, please keep ideas out there, because we do want to open the floor about 15 minutes before the end, so we can actually just have a conversation. You guys can ask us questions and we can address those. We want to show you some examples of things that work and don't work. We want to talk about what you should be focusing on to create a business that's profitable and will drive a higher ROI. And then we'll conclude and have an open floor discussion.
Yeah, so Sarah kind of touched base on this earlier. a bunch of people were affected by the Penguin update recently. And the main issue with the Penguin update, which is also known as the web spam algorithm update, is focusing on search engine optimization that kind of didn't focus on user experience, but rather trying to manipulate the search engines to get a higher ranking, higher than what Google would ideally like to give you versus other merchants. And in this case, it's a pretty clear-cut effect. Some websites were affected in a pretty negative way. Others were kind of doing okay. And the biggest difference here is that the website on top tried to buy a bunch of links and had incoming anchor text with the same keyword in pretty much every other website, versus the one below. It's actually the website that, one of our own websites, and we focus more on user experience, improving the user experience, creating great content, videos, articles, blog posts, infographics, and all that jazz that is actually helpful to the user, that help them make a purchasing decision. And we really personally didn't get hit by Penguin because the visitors that came to our sites, they were engaged. They were spending 4 or 5 minutes on product pages, and obviously the videos and all that product information really helped them. And so we really didn't get affected by that. So the biggest, I guess, the biggest pain point or the biggest issue the Penguin tried to address is try to optimize for people, for users, create great content that is engaging, that is helpful. Don't try to spun articles or, get a bunch of links from irrelevant sites that are not basically about your subject matter. One of my close friends who was recently affected by the Penguin asked me, so what is a relevant site? How do I know what is an irrelevant site? Well, I looked at his profile, link profile, and I noticed he's in the sports and memorabilia industry, and I noticed links coming in from R&B music sites and some educational links that were totally not relevant to sports at all. And in the eyes of search engine algorithm or Google or even just a normal person, that's not natural. That's irrelevant, right? So that's kind of the main point here, is that try to get links or build product pages or create content that is relevant to what you're doing, and if it's good enough, it will attract links and be judged on its own merit, not try to artificially try to get links from different sources that may or may not be relevant, and which algorithm will probably think you're trying to game the system and probably get penalized for it. So, as the title says here, warning that shit that does not work. We'll be discussing the things that does not work right now. There's going to be about 3 slides, and then the stuff that does work. And if you have any questions throughout this, please feel free to stop me or Sarah and ask away right away, and we don't mind that at all. So.
Okay, so as Kush was mentioning, we did talk about unnatural and paid links. In this example, there are 2 different examples. The example on the left is actually from a forum that's a science-related site. So everybody who is participating in this forum wanted to know more about science. And the highlighted sections here, you'll see that these are actually backlinks from completely unrelated terms. So the bottom one, as an example, says registry booster, which has absolutely nothing to do with science. So the point of this is that keyword phrase, which is they're using a keyword phrase, registry booster, that's what's considered an anchor text. So people are using that keyword phrase, they're linking that to a landing page. These guys are going to get penalized for something like that because the anchor text, the keyword that they're using, is not related to the content of the site that they're posting on or getting a backlink from. So that's an example of something that's unnatural, because no one is going to post a comment and then sign off as registry booster. They'll sign off as a person's name or a business name or something that's related to science specifically. The example on the right is an example of a purchased link. So purchased links don't work anymore. You will get penalized if the majority of the SEO practices that you're doing involve purchasing backlinks. If you have a couple here or there, Google will probably not notice them, especially if those keyword text links, if those keyword anchor texts are a variation of keywords. As long as you're not using the same keyword phrase to backlink on a regular basis, and there's some diversity in your anchor text backlinkings, as well as some diversity in the pages that you're linking to. So rather than having everything direct to your homepage, even if you're using different keywords, you want to have it direct to some different article pages or some, a variety of different content pages with different URLs. That's the type of stuff that after the Penguin updates, that's what Google's looking for and will push you up in search engines. Excuse me. So car stereo, again, that's not really that keyword. You can Google can tell that that keyword is going to be purchased because car stereo is not something a keyword that somebody would typically have on their site. They would probably have like car stereos by XYZ company or buy car stereos or something like that. So Google can tell that that's a keyword that was purchased for the purpose of getting higher rankings, and these guys were penalized for that.
And this particular example also, the same keyword was used several times on different websites, the same exact keyword, and that's a big no-no. I mean, you don't want to do that. It's just not natural. When people usually talk about your company on different forums and websites, they use different types of text. It's not always the same thing. I know that you're trying to get ranked for your keyword, and you want to include your keyword in every possible site, but that's not natural. Don't do that. Try to vary it. So.
Okay, so another thing that used to work in the past before Penguin happened was people could purchase keyword phrases as a domain name, and that would give them a lot of girth in the search engines. They would get pushed to the top. So as an example, I mean, if you thought about even just purses, okay, so you have the person who owns purses.com. Before the Penguin updates, those guys would have been ranked very highly in the search engines just because their keyword is relevant in their domain. After Penguin updates happened, that is no longer relevant. So when you're creating websites and you're creating the domain names for your websites, don't worry about getting keyword combinations and keyword phrases in the domain name because that has zero relevance. So what this is actually showcasing is a lot of affiliates, a lot of merchants who had that in the past, they would have significantly dropped in ranking if that was one of the major determining factors of their ranking in Google. And the guys who had originally, maybe they built a domain around something that is brandable and memorable, not keyword rich, and they actually invested some time and money into properly optimizing their on-page SEO and having a diverse backlinking campaign, all of those guys got pushed immediately to the top because these guys got penalized, or I should say, the significance of it dropped significantly. So this is no longer a consideration now that the Penguin updates have happened. Do you have anything you want to add?
Yeah, I was going to quickly ask if anybody actually was involved in buying keyword-rich domains here. Just raise your hands, yeah? Would you agree with that statement, or?
I do, but I think the key there is low quality, right?
Right.
Low quality, absolutely.
Keyword domains that are doing real well right now.
Perfect.
Right, yeah.
Good point. So the point this gentleman made was make sure that we're focusing on don't buy low quality, probably long tail keyword names, because you can have some that are, like you said, brandable. A lot of people might backlink to, and that might be a big difference for you. Is that because perhaps your keyword domains are, a good quality or recognized smaller keyword, more people will be linking to them.
But if
Yeah, I actually took that low quality as a reference to maybe the content of the website.
absolutely.
Absolutely good point. So gentleman mentioned that the quality of the content on the actual page is what's going to make a big difference. And yes, absolutely, and we're actually going to speak to that a little bit later on as to strategies that are working right now and what you guys can be doing right now to move forward with something that's going to rank well in Google. So thank you.
And in the past, I would say, even if your content was low quality, having your keywords in the URL was good enough to get you ranked on the first page. In the past, that's no longer the case.
Right.
Now you have to have quality content regardless of what your URL might be. I mean, if your URL has a keyword, great, but your content has to be of quality. Otherwise, I mean, your ranking is going to tank regardless.
Yeah, and we're going to talk about actually what should encompass that content on your pages so that you can figure out how to get the most of it. Did you have a comment or question?
Yeah, I was just going to say that, in some cases, the keyword has to be.
Oh, sorry. There's a microphone just in the middle of the room. If you have something to say, please speak into the microphone because they're trying to record it. So, thank you.
I was just going to say that the domain name sometimes is in the URL, like my site, driversed.com, and I haven't been penalized, but we've been around for about 15 years. So.
Right. So what I should say when I'm saying you're not going to get penalized for having keywords in the domain, it's just that the relevancy of it is no longer viewed as a significant impactor for pushing you up into Google.
Is that related to like the exact match domain?
Sorry, do you mind just speaking into the mic again? Thanks.
Is this related to the exact match domain penalty, commonly known as the EMD Google update?
Yeah, correct. And there was a question in the back,
Yes, gentleman in the back. Come on up. Yeah.
if you don't mind. Thanks.
Hi.
One of the things I wanted to point out with this website is it's a .info.
Yep.
Having a .com by far is already going to have that much legitimacy.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a site that's not optimized anyway, having the high ranks isn't going to matter. So, but I'm still ranking really high on sites that have the exact domain. So what you're saying about having good content is important, but it still really does.
Still helps.
It still really helps. Yeah.
And that's a good point, actually. When we talk to our SEO team, a lot of people who do a lot of SEO and domain selections, .com usually does have a little bit more power than the other guys. So when you are selecting a domain name, like as an example, a lot of the domain names in .coms are taken. And I was thinking of having a site for kind of a baby boutique type of site with my sister-in-law. So we were seeing what was available, nothing was available, nothing was really standing out. So we decided to create a new word, create a brand that might be memorable, and so we purchased babeek.com, which is baby boutique combined. And that word was obviously non-existent, but we created it and it was available as a .com. So, that's the type of thing that you could do if you want to maintain a .com versus buying a .info or a .org or something like that. Is just figure out something that could be a cool brandable name and is memorable, and create a community and create exceptional content and brand around that. And again, we'll talk about that.
The other thing I want to mention real quick, you don't need the dashes either. It doesn't have to be cheap, dash, coach.
Correct.
First, that looks really kind of shady, and you can just use the actual words and Google.
Right. But this was just an example, and that's good that you brought
Totally
that
made
up.
up.
It's good that you brought that up because it is preferred by Google to not have the dashes in a lot of cases. But so if you can remove them, that's great. But at the same time, before post-Penguin, when the keyword phrases were still there in an exact match, those still were able to rank quite well, even with the dashes. So
It was a good, viable strategy if you had the keywords in your URL just by
Exactly.
itself, right, without even adding good content. Now you kind of have to do a little bit of marketing to actually decide to rank.
But if you don't have the right content, people aren't going to be on the site anyway. So that's.
But you would still be able to rank in the past. Now you can't do that.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was kind
Thank
of
you for your
the
comment.
idea. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so this is an example of another strategy that used to work and it doesn't work anymore, specifically with affiliates. Aggregating data, not using any original content that was being pulled from data feeds. So affiliates, as example, who were utilizing pop shops and creating storefronts using pop shops without changing any of the titles or the descriptions or anything within it, or not adding anything in addition to what was already included. Those guys who used to do really well unfortunately tanked in the search engines if there was nothing that was originally created around that pulled info because it was duplicate content. So the guys who maintained their rankings and the guys who are doing well now are the guys who took the data feed, readjusted some of the descriptions, and added a little bit of extra their own content, and they added even more dynamic support materials like videos or widgets or reviews or commenting opportunities through social media channels and things like that. So this was a strategy that used to work, doesn't work anymore. So if you're going to do this, just diversify, make it a bit more authentic, and add a little bit extra value.
Okay, so now what? Now that we know not to purchase links, not to overstuff your keywords on the page, not to focus too much on the EMDs. So what does work? So now the next slides we'll talk about what actually works. In this case, PC Part Picker is the guy's name is Philip. He used to be a programmer, and he created a website out of just simple curiosity and interest. He loves the subject of building your own PC, and it's something that's kind of growing. People want to build their own PC that has its own little soul, and so he created the website to help people put together PCs in a simple kind of step-by-step guide and find the best parts at the lowest prices that works together. And so the purpose of this PC Part Picker website basically to help people build their own PCs. And now the guy, the main idea here is this website is targeted towards people, obviously, that are building PCs, but also helping them build it. Not just trying to kind of rank for, buy Alienware PC or whatever. It's actually legitimately trying to help them build something of their own and engaging with the community, asking them, what else can I add? It used to be a pretty boring, bland page. Now it has a comparison chart of different processors, which one is better, like a discussion forum of let's compare our builds, which one is better for this game and which one is better for the other game. Several blog posts with detailed videos of how to build a PC. So he's diversifying his marketing efforts. And also, because he's so helpful, pretty much everyone hopefully familiar with Reddit.com, maybe? Reddit community loves them. Reddit has a subforum called Build a PC, basically dedicated specifically for users that are looking to build their first PC or looking to improve their personal computer. And he has a link on that page, on the home page, with his website on there. I kind of highlighted it, pcpartpicker.com, and how to use it. There's 95,000 people now on that. I mean, it was 92,000 some just like 3 weeks ago. There's now 95,000 targeted people that are looking to build PCs that are using his website, which is full of affiliate links, right? All of the PC part recommendations are affiliate links. So when a person builds their PC using this website, and when he clicks buy now, buy everything, types in their credit card and whatnot, everything is tracked through affiliate links. And so he gets commission from Amazon, from Newegg, from other basically computer sites that are working with him right now. And because the site is doing so well and 95,000 subscribers are constantly using his website, actually quit his job and fully focused on developing this site and building even more content and making it the top place to be in a niche where it's kind of, if you want to build a PC, this is where you want to go. And he built a name for himself just by kind of doing what he loves and quit his job and kind of just doing this full time now. Another really good example, we recently were fortunate enough to welcome our son Zafar to our family. And I was looking for a better camera because I had a point and shoot, $100 camera that takes crappy pictures. So I figured I might as well invest in a good quality digital SLR camera that takes great pictures and learn about photography. And in the process, I stumbled upon this website called snapsort.com. And the idea is really brilliant. Snapsort basically takes two websites, two products, in this case, two digital cameras, and compares them head to head, telling you which of the products has an upper hand in which areas. So this camera might have 14 megapixels, the other one has 16, but this one has a better viewfinder. This one has more powerful processor. Really easy to use. Just plug in whichever cameras you're kind of interested in, and then it gives you, even ranks and scores them and tells you which one you should go with based on your needs. So it's trying to help solve a problem, right? It's an informational site. Now Snapsort has, I think, over 33,000 fans on Facebook. They're expanded into tablets and phones and even cars, which obviously goes back to the point of you can do the same thing, write a blog post, create a blog, or build a tool that will help users compare stuff. In general, people online, they like to, before they make a major purchase like a $500 camera, they'd like to compare it to some other products. And so you can do the same thing for anything. I mean, you can take Affiliate Summit versus Affiliates for You, or Share Sale versus CJ, or soccer cleats at Nike versus Adidas. You can pretty much do it with any other product or service that you're trying to promote. And it's a really good strategy trying to build a comparison site or a comparison blog.
Something that actually I wouldn't mind adding an example onto this, if you don't mind. This is a really great example of a side-by-side comparison site, and it's more of a, I don't know if this uses data feeds, it potentially uses data feeds to get the images and the titles and the descriptions and the prices and the add to cart buttons. It's an easier way to do it. But actually James Martell, who attended James Martell's session? Okay, so James Martell, he actually had a couple of students who they're based in Australia, and they decided to start a blog about kitchenware and kitchen appliances and those types of things. And it's two ladies. They work with Amazon only, and they do about $40,000 a month in sales. In affiliate commission. So they earn about 40 grand per month. And it's a comparison site in a blog format. So it's very contextually heavy. There's a lot of text in it. But what they do is they'll pick 3 products in Amazon that are over a certain price point and only rated as a 4 to 5 star. So if it's rated as, say they'll have the 3 different products, they'll have one that's a 4.5 star rating and it's over $120 because they know that their earning potential is higher if they choose the products only that are over a certain price point. And they know that it'll sell better because the users, the reviews are already over a 4-star rating. So with 4 or 5, 4.5 stars, what they'll do is they'll do their own descriptions, their own experience of it, allow for commenting, allow for additional, they'll showcase the price and give it their own rating as well. And that's an example of a different type of comparison site, and they do extremely well doing it, and they just use WordPress, and they only work with Amazon. So it's just a different type of comparison site that does very well.
they're probably also very much interested in the subject matter. They're
very
sort of
passionate
expert,
about it,
yeah,
yes.
passionate about it. So that makes a huge difference. If you know your products that you're trying to sell, and writing a comparison blog or building a comparison tool would be a lot easier. You'd have more fun in the process, and also people would kind of see it right away too. I kind of had a similar experience writing a very detailed blog post about comparing, a Blendtec blender, which is like a $500 blender, to some other comparable blenders, and that blog post actually ranked quite well. I could pull it up maybe, but it forwarded about 22,000 targeted traffic to our site, which, at 3% conversion rate, that was over $80,000 in sales. If I was an affiliate who posted that blog post, I would have earned $10,000 in commission from our program, which is, for one blog post, that's not bad. So, kind of going back to the point of writing engaging content. So you have to be passionate. You have to like what you're working on, and be kind of a subject matter half expert or expert, and just kind of know a little more than the next person does. And one way to do it is basically research, go to Amazon, read product reviews on people, what people are saying, or do a little bit of research before you actually write it. And just copying, pasting stuff and spending articles doesn't work. So in this case, Heather, actually, blendhappy.com is one of our affiliates. She's in this case, she's basically writing a comparison post, which is similar to what I just discussed, comparing Vitamix, which is another super popular, expensive blender, to Blendtec blender. And she now ranks, number 2, I think, for Vitamix versus Blendtec review, which is a very, a good
high
keyword
traffic
to rank for, high traffic, exactly. And the fact that there's 22 responses, positive comments about the review, people are engaging with her content. So it means she's writing, good stuff, the stuff that's engaging people, and she's also publishing videos about the subject matter. And that's one of the reasons that she's ranking so high, is because there's engagement going on. The content itself is interesting and it's engaging. So.
Yeah, so Google is actually assessing now the commentary below posts as well. So as they need to be authentic, but they're actually assessing how many people are commenting, how many times has it been shared, types of things.
And how much time a person is spending on the site. So another reason is to try to write good content and have videos is to keep the visitor on your site for as long as possible. If you're doing this more than the next guy, I mean, it will be obvious, if I'm spending 5 minutes on site A and 30 seconds on site B, which one do you think is more valuable? Site A is obviously, it's providing more helpful information. So site A must be ranking more than, above the site B, because they're providing more information and they're keeping the visitor on site for longer periods of time. So.
And so Google determines that that's
Right.
what's relevant.
That's just another factor out
Yeah.
of 200 some factors.
So to your point, people rarely succeed unless they're having fun in what they do, or they're knowledgeable what they're talking about, or they're passionate about what they're talking about.
And I think a perfect example would be probably your site, sarahbundy.com, which, product of love. I'll let you talk about it, but
Okay,
yeah.
thanks. I started a blog earlier this year, mostly because I needed an outlet. If you take a look at sarahbundy.com, I blog about affiliate marketing to merchants, business strategy, those types of things. And I kind of needed an outlet. I have a lot of expertise in the area, and because I was getting a lot of questions from merchants, or I would see merchants struggling a lot of the time, I just sort of wanted to put out there some free information to help them out. And totally by surprise, or just people enjoyed it enough, it got ranked in the top 25 affiliate marketing blogs of 2012, and I have 10,000 new readers on a regular basis, because it's just something that I know a lot about, that is authentic content, that there's no purpose of me writing it to monetize it. It's just I happen to be able to generate business from it later on, because it was authentic and something that was high value. So whatever it is that you guys know about or are passionate about, whether it's insects or cooking or
Cameras.
computer equipment or whatever, camping, there's always going to be an audience for what it is that you are interested in, and there's always going to be readership. So if you can put something out there that is really authentic and showcases your passion, then Google will still understand that now with these updates, and they will start to rank you higher.
Yeah. I have another example that goes back to that. Anybody's familiar with KenRockwell.com? No? Ken Rockwell is a photo enthusiast. He writes and blogs constantly about different types of picture-taking techniques and different types of lenses and cameras. He ranks very highly for a lot of really, transaction-driven keywords like Canon T2i review or Nikon D3200 about and stuff like that. And the blog by itself, I believe, if last time I talked to him was about a year ago, he was basically from the amount of income he makes from affiliate links, he's pretty much top 1% affiliate. Like he makes so much money, it's insane. And all he does is write informative and engaging content about what he loves. It's digital cameras, it's lenses, it's how to take better photography, and he's probably the biggest affiliate, #1 affiliate for sites like B&H Photo, Adorama, and maybe even Amazon for specific types of digital cameras, which more and more people are trying to get into that. It's a new hobby now. People want to learn how to take greater and better pictures. And so it's something that he's passionate about and is doing really well. In fact, I'm getting into this myself as well, and I bought several lenses. When I try to purchase products, I go through, if I can find it, a good quality affiliate site. And I was reviewing, reading some posts on his site about Tamron lens, which is like $500. So I liked it. I clicked through the link and went to Amazon, bought it. He probably made $60 out of it. I'm not the only one. He makes similar types of transactions all the time. But the case in point is he has fun while doing it. He loves the subject. It's apparent, and as a reader, I enjoy that too. So.
One thing to note, just for the merchants in the room, if you come across an affiliate who's new and they don't yet rank, but they're super passionate about their topic, don't turn them away, because those are the guys who have potential to become your super affiliates. So encourage them to continue on. Help them with content ideas. Help them with your best sellers. Those are the guys that are actually going to make the difference to you. And the more of those guys you get, and the more diversified your affiliate portfolio becomes, specifically from a content side, the better your program is going to be able to perform.
Absolutely.
Yes. Yes, if you wouldn't mind.
Please.
Thank you.
Yeah, hi. Just relating on what you just said about new affiliates and stuff. Bugger. Forgot what I was.
Are you a merchant or an affiliate?
Affiliate.
Okay. Are you a new affiliate?
Yes.
And are you a content blogger? Are you a
yes. So here I remember my question. So
Perfect.
So it seems like the affiliate world is just getting bigger and bigger and better. And when choosing my niche, I decided not to go with certain items that are selling out like that.
Okay.
And they're selling out from bigger stores or bigger affiliates. And in my research and studies, I've come to find out what I thought were real stores are not. They're affiliates, which is fine, but the products are running out like that. So maybe that's a merchant question, I don't know. But I think that's what was relating back to, merchants help you, the new affiliates. What do you do when you know that there's that hot ticket item that you're in love with, but it's selling out like that? So now I can no longer recommend it seems.
Well, I think you can always recommend it, because if merchants know that they're selling out, then they're just going to replenish the order, right?
Okay.
So I do encourage you to continue to blog about it, or write content, or do comparisons on it. And another point, which is kind of interesting, is some affiliates will actually purposely select not the best sellers, because everybody focuses on the best sellers. So what about the guys who just want a useful product? I don't care. Like if everybody has one, I need something that's specifically addressing my need. So there are some affiliates who are very successful in selecting the stuff that is not as popular in front of your face.
Yeah.
And when they can find those sort of really niche, sorry, I'm Canadian, so I say niche, those niche things, those topics that are unique, there's a whole industry in itself there for people who are looking for unique kind of one-off products. But you also have to consider, as an affiliate, what's the resale value of this? Because if it's a limited edition type of thing, which would be kind of cool, if it's limited edition and eventually runs out, that's the type of thing you have to worry about, because you'll have this link that potentially can't sell anything else. So if it's a popular product and it's selling out, continue to promote it, because the merchants will replenish. Otherwise, you might consider trying a different vertical where it is more focused, more niche, more authentic, maybe vintage stuff that's hard to find, and you'll have an audience there too.
I decided not to sell clothes because of that.
Right.
But it helped me refine my niche, and
Good for you.
So it was wonderful learning that experience.
Good for you. Thank you for your question.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Okay. So you had an example with this one?
Sure. So caring about your audience kind of goes back to, if you're a business, if a customer has a question or some negative feedback or some improvement suggestions, you would take the time to respond to it or improve, implement those changes, right? In a similar fashion, if you have a website, an affiliate website, or even a merchant site, and the customers are suggesting you to do this or add that, maybe I'm interested in this product, but you're not covering it. Can you please add on and review this thing? You should, and you should tell them that, yeah, thank you for the comment, engage with them, tell them that you're excited, I'll definitely do it. And that's one of the reasons that Blend Happy as well as PC Part Picker grew up to be so big, especially PC Part Picker. I mean, the site was nothing, it was just kind of a blog about different types of products that the dude liked. And eventually people said, well, can you please benchmark this computer to this computer, which one is faster? He said, okay, I'll do that. So he did that, and then he did this, and continuously improve the website. So caring about your audience, whether it's on Facebook, if you have a Facebook page, definitely recommend having one, or on the blog, if somebody posts a comment, be sure to reply within hopefully 24 hours. If you can't, 48 hours, whatever, eventually. But it makes a big difference. If I know that you care about me, I'll come back to your site. If I post something and I see that I'm being ignored, I'll probably go and find somebody else. Just like I would if I go to a store and they're not smiling and providing the best service they can, I'm not happy with them, I'll go find another store. There's plenty of them out there, so care about your audience. Your audience is your customers, so.
That's actually a really great point. And to affiliates, you have the opportunity to listen to your traffic, and what you're saying is basically in relation to the traffic side that an affiliate would be getting. From a merchant perspective, your affiliates are basically like your customers, they are your partners, and affiliates are really smart, and they see stuff that oftentimes the merchant doesn't see. And so when an affiliate approaches you with some suggestions or some feedback, please don't just take it with a grain of salt. These guys actually know what they're talking about, that's going to work for them or not. So they're basically coming to you for help. And so your programs that are going to perform better are the ones that you can respond to these guys with. So it's a collaboration. You guys need to work together. And affiliates, don't feel afraid to approach your merchants, your affiliate managers, because their job should be and is to respond to your needs and get you the stuff that you need so you can be successful, so they can be successful.
Absolutely. I have a really good, also relevant example to that is we also kind of deal in pool and above ground accessories and stuff like that. Above ground pool is a very popular thing. And there was an affiliate who was fairly small time. He was probably making $15 a month or something. It was no big deal at all. And then, he asked us, well, which one of your products are doing really well? Which one should I be focusing on? And a good affiliate manager would probably respond back and provide a list of top quality sites and top quality product pages with created links just for them already so that they can just take it and post it on their site. And after that, his revenue increased by 350% right away, and then now he's making over 500 months, which is good. Don't be afraid. Affiliates, don't be afraid to reach out to your merchants. Ask them for which products are best selling, because you're kind of in a sales partnership, relationship going on there. And if you do good, they'll do good. In a similar fashion, merchants, don't be afraid to reach out to your affiliates, asking them or giving them tips about, hey, this month this product will be doing really well. You should maybe consider promoting this. The one that you have on your site is kind of out of season. It'll be back next year, but you should look at this one too. So.
And then to help the affiliates rank, from a merchant perspective, if you are doing that with your affiliates, also providing customer testimonials or reviews on that product so that they can have some of that content as well to support it will actually help with conversions and a higher ROI as well. So, okay. This was a YouTube one. This is my example. Okay, so what I wanted to showcase here is that we've talked a lot in this conversation about diversifying the types of marketing materials you're using, because Google wants to see other stuff, not just text in a lot of cases. They want to see the social media, they want to see the videos, they want to see all that stuff. So this is an example with Blend Happy again. The video views on this particular channel has had over 300,000 views. There's over 2,300 subscribers. And what's very interesting, where there's a huge opportunity, is in YouTube, specifically YouTube SEO. You have to consider that YouTube is actually a search engine. It is one of the largest search engines in the world. It is still rated number 2 right now, and it's highly underutilized. I don't know if it's because people are afraid to make videos or if it's difficult to make videos, but literally with a flip camera or your phone or your little camera on your laptop, you can come up with something. And what you can do is you can do some keyword research, do some keyword research to see what's relevant, what are people looking for, because the types of stuff that people are looking for in Google, they're also going to be looking for in YouTube. And because Google owns YouTube, whatever videos are in YouTube, after Penguin, they're starting to feed more into Google search results. So it is exponentially easier to rank in YouTube right now than it is to rank in Google. The same keyword that you might be trying to use to rank in Google, which could take you 9 months to 12 months to rank for, you could rank in 3 to 4 weeks in YouTube. So, and it's actually easier.
And to clarify, your ranking on YouTube will show on Google. So if you type in this case, Blender, whatever, her video will be posted among the top 3 within the search engine results. So it's really simple. She didn't build any links to it, and I can speak from my own experience. Last year we started shooting videos. I think we've shot 389 so far, and the views are over the top, 2.5 million views, and I can see the conversions happening because of the video, and the product pages with video are actually gaining rank. So because the video keeps the customer on the product page or on the whatever page you have. Yeah, the longer the customer is on the page, it means the more engaging your page is in the eyes of algorithms, search engine bots. So your purpose is to try to keep them as long as possible and try to provide valuable information. So definitely highly recommend create videos.
Yeah, just a couple more points on this. So there's 2 ways this helps you. One is that you would rank in YouTube if you can figure out the YouTube SEO portion of things. And 2 is that you would rank in Google search results itself because Google will start to feed videos more and more for particular keywords. But I was going to say, if you want to actually learn how to do this really well, it's actually not as hard as you imagine. There's a guy named Dan Maynard from the School of Internet Marketing. He's one of the instructors there, and he teaches exactly how to do that. So take a look at the School of Internet Marketing and look up Dan Maynard, because if you're following what he's saying, then you'll get there. Yes. Do you mind just speaking at the mic, please?
Could you spell that?
The School of Internet Marketing. Just go to theschoolofinternetmarketing.com, and you'll see the instructors there. His name's Dan. So he's the only Dan. They've only got about 6 instructors. I'm one of the instructors there. So we've had a lot of conversations about YouTube optimization, and the guy is awesome. Like what you can learn from him. He has a lot of, actually, if you go and look him up, there's a bunch of free stuff he gives you. He has like a whole 15 section free course on how to optimize in YouTube. So take a look at that.
Oh, so yeah, building a community. How many of you are familiar with dealswood.com? Dealswood, yeah, 3 or 4 people. Basically, it's a community-driven deal site that aggregates deals from all over the internet, all different sorts of merchants that the community submits, and also the Dealswood team themselves sponsor. And the biggest difference between a mildly successful affiliate and a wildly successful affiliate is building your own audience, having that community. I can tell you right now from my experience, the top 5% affiliates in our affiliate program are the ones that have the community, have the fan base, and the ones that are doing kind of okay, still livable, still making decent money. They're just kind of trying to rank and don't really have a community or capture that email address and have the returning ROI. In this case, Dealswood is sort of kind of having like your own product expert next to you. When a deal gets posted, the community instantly submit their feedback about the product or about the deal. It's like having your own deal expert next to you, and that's why people keep coming back. They know that if they buy something from here that is recommended on this site, they won't regret the purchase later because it's been vetted by users just like them but are more experienced in whatever the product they may be interested in.
This is actually a really important point, so I actually kind of want to re-emphasize the importance of this. If you're an affiliate, capture your audience. This is where you extend the lifetime value of the traffic that you've just spent a lot of time and money and effort to bring to your site. If they come to your site and they leave and you have not converted a sale, but you did also not capture them, the chances of you getting them back at that point are going to be low. But if you can drive the traffic, capture them while you're there, you can get back to them either through an email blast or some kind of newsletter or something like that. From a merchant side, something to consider in building your community is build your relationships with your affiliates so that you can also extend the lifetime value of your affiliate relationships. What I mean by that is rather than contacting your affiliates and asking them to put up a post or they post one time and then you move on to the next person, keep going, have a conversation with them. Okay, that was great. Like this month, let's talk about this product. Or maybe, here's a little bit of an incentive if you can blog about this particular event with our particular brand. So there are a lot more opportunities than a lot of merchants are taking advantage of. And that will increase your ROI exponentially because you're really, increasing the lifetime value. So both sides can benefit from this.
Absolutely.
This slide is just basically to showcase the importance of diversifying, your marketing strategies and your marketing campaigns. You'll find that most companies are heavily reliant on SEO, but because of the Penguin updates, Google is putting more importance on the diversification of your marketing campaigns. So the guys who are only focusing on SEO, driving the majority of their traffic, if they plummeted in search rankings, then there goes their entire business. Versus guys who would have diversified, they still would have been generating traffic from each of these different channels, and Google wouldn't have dropped them because they would have had the YouTube, the video, the social, the email, the retargeting ads, so whatever it is. So.
And if you notice, real brands, and in general, brands tend to rank higher on Google. That's because they're doing different types of marketing efforts, right? They're doing real marketing work. They're doing social media, they're doing email. That's what real legitimate companies sort of do. If you're just trying to gain search, trying to outplay the search engine ranking and not really focusing on any other efforts, that's not going to fare well in the long term. So definitely focus on optimizing and pretty much try to do different types of diversifying your marketing, because that's what real brands do. And brands outrank individual sites that are just try to rank on search engines. So this is an excellent example. Ray Hoffman is an affiliate. She also is a consultant, a person that I highly respect. She has a website that is dedicated for affiliates. I highly recommend affiliates and merchants check it out, sugarray.com. She basically shares different tips and recommendations on different types of tools to use to make more money online. One of her posts that I personally kind of got engaged with, it was a post about Raven tools. It's an SEO tool that I've been using for the past 2 years because of her recommendation. It basically helps me rank, track search engine rankings and see what else is going on in the community and whatnot. So she does it right. She's diversifying her marketing efforts by capturing email addresses on site. When somebody goes to her website, it's an email thing that asks, what's your name? What are you interested in? Give me your email. I'll keep you posted on different types of products. She's also doing, banners from affiliate sites. She's also promoting her social, social profiles, Facebook, Twitter, and all the other channels, Google+. And she has those buttons that, those little things really help. Tweet or like, things like that. They show up on my feed when I'm on Facebook. If Sarah Bundy likes, likes, one of other person's blog post, I'll see that she liked it. It must be good, so I'm going to go check it out. In similar fashion, she does it right. And back to my post of SEO tool that she recommended. It's called Raven Tools, and she actually generated $40,000 in commissions from that review of the blog of the tool. So it definitely is worthwhile to invest in capturing people and also writing engaging content. So. Yep. So the biggest mistake is trying to get the visitor to your site, and as soon as possible, send it to Amazon or whoever else you send it to. That's the biggest problem most newer affiliates have, and that's not a long-term strategy. You definitely want to, invest in your own site, in yourself. Try to capture that person, provide them value, get their information, make those people your customers. Don't grab, don't borrow customers from Google search. Don't borrow customers from, somebody else. When somebody comes to your website, try your best to capture them and make them your customers and keep coming back. That's how you're going to basically, exponentially grow.
One thing that you can do, if you're a blogger, when you finish your post, if you end your post with a question and then allow for commenting, that's going to help because people will want to actually answer a question. People like being asked questions. So when they start commenting on it, you've already started to win because you're showing that you're building a community, which makes other people want to follow you and participate. The more comments you have, Google will give you more credit for that. And the opportunity of you capturing and building your brand more is there. You can use WordPress or Sharist. If you guys have ever heard of Sharist.com, Scott Jangro created Sharist. It was created by an affiliate. It's now available to other affiliates. It's a brilliant system that allows you to cultivate your ideas, bookmark things that you want to blog about later. You can enter your affiliate links for a merchant that you're working with, and then if you post about them later, your affiliate tracking links automatically get put in. You don't have to worry about manual tagging all the time.
Affiliates, check it out.
Yeah, it's a good one. But the point of that is that with WordPress and Sharist, there are plugins, there are tools that are available to help just literally a flick of the switch, and you can have these things integrated very quickly and easily. So take a look at that.
Yeah, so to summarize, really, what we kind of talked about, focus on the long term. Don't try to just switch the customer. Your search engine visitor, try to flip them through affiliate links, send them off to Amazon. Try to capture that information. Provide real value, engaging content, be passionate about the subject matter. People can smart enough to know if it's a spun article or a crappy blog post that doesn't really provide any value. So try to do your best and provide real value. Solve problems, write or create helpful tools that solved my problems. There was actually an affiliate that basically volunteered to be a part of the newbie program. It's part of the affiliate summits welcome newcomers thing, and he actually has a website and a tool that aggregates deals from different sites, and it's an iPhone app, which is kind of cool. I'm a deal hunter, so I would download that. It solves the problem of finding deals for me, so I love that. And it goes back to the thing. If you don't like the thing that you're talking about or the website or the subject matter, you're not going to do well. So pick something, a niche that you're passionate about, and you will do well in the long term. Just put, plugging in and provide real content that is helpful. And care for customers kind of goes back to caring for your community. If you don't care, if you don't respond, if you don't add value, if you don't, add more things that your customers, your visitors are asking for, you're not going to last long. So definitely care for customers. It's a good long-term strategy if you're a merchant or an affiliate. And by doing these things, you will earn real fans, real followers, real subscribers. And so having that is very important in the long term. Having community kind of goes back to what we talked about. And diversifying your marketing efforts. If you're just stuck doing one thing, and if that thing tanks, you're kind of screwed. So, and real brands tend to do different things. And so I would highly suggest learning, in this case, if you have a content site or a tool, whatever, build a site that also integrates video, social media links, look into maybe creating email lists, and probably maybe doing a little bit of PPC if that helps your cause, as long as it's the EPC is there and you're making money out of it. So diversify. And most importantly, all of these things lead to basically building your brand, something that people remember, something that people will want to go to. And you're not just trying to trick the system and get the customer. You're actually building your own business, building your own brand, and that's how real affiliates that make real money have brands. They've built that businesses that actually act like real businesses.
Mm-hmm. So before we go to open floor, just to sort of summarize this whole thing, some of this might seem very touchy-feely, like general kind of ideas, but at the end of the day, this is exactly what Google is looking for. So if you take these points that were summarized here and you implement them, then you're going to be rewarded by Google and move up. Okay, questions? Yes, please come up to the mic.
Could you share any tools that you're using right now for building community on any of your sites?
Sure. So one of the things we do on our website, and I'm a merchant, so we sell different types of bicycles and above ground pools and stuff like that. What we have on our site is user reviews and facting. So if a user has a question, they can post their question, and people that come to the website, they can leave the answer. If they know the answer to it, they can post their answer on the page. Or if we know it, then we submit we submit our response. Also, each product pages have reviews. So, if a customer bought a bicycle, a Schwinn bike, for example, they can post their reviews so other people can benefit from it. You can create a forum. For example, in our case, we would create a forum we also sell car audio forum, dedicated for people to talk about different car audio builds that they're doing and asking questions from a veteran car audio builder, from a newbie. I'm building this with this amplifier and this car audio, do you think this will work? And then in the forum, either the merchant himself or the customer service representative can answer the question, or somebody else who's been doing this for a while. That's one of the examples, or I guess a couple of examples of building a community. And
actually with Kush's examples, he was giving an example of on-site stuff that you can do, but you can also consider off-site community opportunities. Take a look at Twitter, take a look at LinkedIn, take a look at Facebook. You can create a Facebook group and have people participating there, launch some Facebook ads to drive likes to your page, and then use your page to direct backlinks back to your site. And that will help too. You can use any of the social channels to do that. Yes?
So let's just say that you got yourself in this position where you have a bunch of keyword backlinks. They're out there by the hundreds. Is there a method to actually let Google know that they're there and you just want to disassociate yourself?
Well, great question.
There is, and you can definitely use that. The best strategy is kind of a manual process of asking webmasters to remove your keywords, and the easiest way to find out where those keywords are and how to go find those out right away. Either COMOZ or Link Explorer or Raven Tools will allow you to quickly see where are those bad links are coming from, so you can ask the webmaster to remove them. And do as best as you can, and the ones that don't work, there's a tool actually that you can submit. I'll find the link and I can email it to you. There is actually a tool by Google that you can submit and request that.
Actually, Chris, I have a question for you, and we totally have not discussed this, but would it make sense, let's say you got hit really hard by Penguin updates and you're nowhere even to be found in the search engines anymore, and the strategy that you had originally used was to have a bunch of anchor text that direct back to the same landing page. Does it actually make sense to have that page be unfollowed until you can have all of those reverted, or would you keep it and then just still systematically do it, and at the same time start adding backlinks to other channels and with different keywords? What would you do?
Personally, if I know my website has been basically, at this point it looks like a manual, I would say it was a manual action, I would clean the website as much as possible, maybe even rewrite everything I've done, ask to remove those links. I wouldn't do unfollow really, I don't think that would help. And then once I've fixed those problems that I think were the issue, in some cases you may need to just start over, delete everything and rewrite all your articles. And I've had friends who've done that and it worked for them, and then submit a reconsideration request from Google, and they will look at it, manually check into it, and then say, okay, you've fixed your issues, we'll grant your rankings back.
And actually there's an affiliate friend of mine who also was ranking, affiliate friend of mine who is ranking very highly, always #1, #2, #3 for every type of keyword you could possibly imagine related to contact lenses and color contacts. And unfortunately, after the updates, she just got hit so hard, and her site went to almost nothing from a very successful site. They were doing very well. And what her initial plan was when she was doing really well was she had built her site on a static platform. And after Penguin updates, she actually transferred it over to a WordPress template, a WordPress platform. And already it's made a big difference because it's the tools that were available within WordPress, the plugins that were available within WordPress, and the ability for her to actually update pages more frequently with authentic content at an easier level without having to go through someone else has helped her move back up very quickly. If you wouldn't mind just coming to the microphone, that would be lovely.
And WordPress rules for affiliates, please use WordPress.
Or Sharist.
Oh, Sharist, there you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so when she did that, did
Yes.
she have to do a lot of 301 redirects?
She did. She did a lot of 301 redirects, yes, she did in the beginning until she could find someone who could actually correct the URLs to be back at what they were before. So I don't know what all the details were or what the end of the story ended up being, but in the meantime, yes, after she changed it, she had to do some redirects.
So I have another question about, so say you have one page on your site and you know that page has been dinged. So you delete that page and 301 redirect it to another page that's brand new. That helped in rankings for like 2 days, but then it fell back in rankings. But overall, I'm wondering if that isn't a good strategy.
Well, ideally, you would want to have a direct link, a direct backlink. It would be better to not have redirects if you can help it, but redirects at least will get you to a page that still exists. So it would almost be like building your I could be totally wrong, by all means, correct me. But the point of that is it is better to have a direct link versus a redirect. And at least you're going to be getting the traffic if
I would
you
also
redirect.
say, I mean, if you got hit once and then again, there might be an issue with your content. I don't know if you've checked, is it unique, is it relevant, is it helpful, is it keeping customers, on your site for long enough, more than 3 minutes or something, I mean, I guess it depends on what it is, but like if you copied description from something and pasted it on there and trying to rank, optimize everything is perfect. A lot of keywords in there. Over optimization is also bad.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So trying to make it
Take a
natural.
take a look back at what the site structure is on site versus when you talk about SEO, there's actually two sides of it. There's the on-page stuff and the on-site stuff and the off-site stuff. The on-site stuff is things like your titles, your descriptions, all your meta tags, the content itself. Things like that. When you're looking at your off-site stuff, that's all your backlinking campaigns. So even if you have 301 redirects, there's a little bit of movement here. You still need to go back and take a look at: am I using the appropriate keywords in my titles, in my descriptions? Is there an overuse of keywords in the content itself? So you'd actually have to take a look at your on-site stuff at that point.
So just to contribute a little bit for one case study that I've been watching over the period of years, when Penguin hit, or before Penguin hit, I don't know why they knew this, but they had a website that was doing well, ranking well, and they created a subdirectory and they just called it new domain name.com. And for some reason, so every page there was then brand new, and they didn't suffer at all in Penguin. So just
They
throwing
didn't
it
suffer
out
in
there.
Penguin?
They did not suffer in Penguin.
Even
But
though it was
it was-
duplicate content, it was new links?
It was their own stuff,
Okay,
and they just moved it to a subdomain.
okay.
And so they didn't suffer.
Interesting. I'm going to have to look into that. Honestly, it should be, from right away I could tell, I mean, if they're basically copying and pasting it on a new URL, it still would be considered duplicate stuff. And duplicate is not really liked by search engines in general. But they may be doing something right that, I'd have to look at the website to really tell what is going on there.
Okay, we have time for one more question. If there's any, yes, if you wouldn't mind coming up to the mic, thanks.
Do you have any suggestions for resources for creating a forum on a WordPress site? Like, how do you do it? How do you create a forum on a WordPress site?
I hire my web guy to do it. No, I'm just kidding. I would actually take a look and just do a search in Google because there are forums on how to create forums in WordPress.
Okay.
So unless somebody has, did you have an answer to that? BuddyPress.
WordPress? Okay.
Okay, BuddyPress. Thanks.
Thank you.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of Affiliate Summit.
Thank you.